Well, hello there, Libra. How are you? It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Stu, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are going to take a look at November. Let's see what the energies are for you, first with the Oracle cards, and then we'll go into the Tarot for some more details. So let's see what's on the horizon for you. You have Dog Spirit. Be loyal to what you love, okay? Not what other people love, what you love. And then Awakening. Live in the moment. Wow. Now, it's really interesting. I feel like there's we have the new moon in Scorpio, November 1st. You could be getting some insights, right, about what it is that you really and truly want for yourself. You see the dog, it's the number 19, 1 + 9 = 10. I feel like you're at the end of some big chapter in your life. And, we have Pluto finally for moving direct into Aquarius November 19th. It's back retrograde into Capricorn. It's been going back and forth for about 18 months. But it's going to be in Aquarius now for the next 20 years, starting November 19th. And it's going to be in your 5th house. Okay, 5th house is pleasure, play, romantic connections, childlike energy. I feel like, Pluto in Capricorn is retrograde right now. That would be in your 4th house of home and family. It's kind of like understanding that the way that you see home and family, the people that you spend or live with, spend a lot of time with or live with, you may have shortchanged yourself in the past, be more loyal to the family unit or more loyal to a business, right? It could be a business. It's the energy of that's more important than what I want for myself. You could have very different living situations now than you did in 2008 when Pluto first entered Capricorn. This was all to help you to become more independent in what is important to you, where you're putting your time and energy, what you're being loyal to. You could have been loyal to family members or romantic partners or to a corporation or a job, a career, a boss that wasn't loyal back to you. And understanding that part of that was for you to first listen to your own heart, to be loyal to you, okay? And to what you really love or want to do instead of giving that loyalty away to other people and situations. Really interesting. I feel like for some of you, you're almost having an epiphany. The Awakening card is about being really present. There is a little bit of energy where because of the Pluto placement right now and the new moon and the eclipses, so we have a lot going on. There's almost an energy here where people or situations from the past, maybe even from childhood, like a very long time ago, are coming up for you to kind of review, to understand where your loyalties lied. Okay, really interesting. You could have grown up in a family where, it was family first, interesting. But the family wasn't really in alignment with what you wanted for yourself. Like you had to follow the rules. Yeah, you're being asked to be present. Wow, you're truly having an awakening. Lots of spiritual energy here. You're being asked. The Here and Now card is, being present right here. Allowing yourself to, when we stop and we're present, truly present, and allow ourselves not to think about the past or worry about the future. When we're present, okay, that is when we can really and truly connect to our higher self, to connect to the divine, to understand what unconditional love truly is. Because I feel as if you haven't experienced unconditional love. You could be awakening to the idea of unconditionally loving yourself. It's almost as if you may have been taught at a very young age that love was determined. You know, you got the love of your parents if you got good grades, if you did what you were supposed to do. You know, you could have had siblings and there could have been a competition. Like it was like, yeah, having the strength. Oh, I'm really, this is, take really good care of yourself right now, because I feel like there is a little bit of strength, courage to take a look at how you love yourself unconditionally. Knowing that, kind of interesting, Gemini had a similar reading, a little bit different, but this is the energy of loving yourself for who you are at this moment. Not based on what you've done in the past, not based on what you want to do in the future. It's loving yourself right here, right now. Because I feel like you've never experienced that. You definitely perhaps have never experienced that from other people, but you may not have ever experienced it for yourself. So this is the energy of loving yourself, right? Where you are right now on your spiritual path. You could be kind of judging yourself, critiquing yourself based on actions that you've done in the past, right? Or judging or critiquing other people, or feeling resentment for what people have done to you in the past or what they have said. This is the energy of understanding that at any one moment, everyone is doing the best that they can at that moment. And sometimes that is really hard for us to get our heads, right? Our egos around. But when we can allow ourselves to unconditionally love ourselves, to stop and to really get into your heart space and love yourself for who you are at this moment, not for what you have accomplished in the past, not for, I'll love myself when I lose 15 pounds. I'll love myself when I have somebody else in my life to love, right? It's kind of like, I love myself exactly how I am at this moment, unconditionally. No conditions on that love. It's almost as if it is opening up. You see how she actually has this like flame. She's holding this flame. It's almost like it's helping you to open up to seeing yourself in a new light and to understanding just how loving you are. You could have, you have the King of Cups, Page of Cups. I feel like you haven't experienced unconditional love. You've always tried to perhaps twist yourself into something else in order to feel like you were unconditionally loved. It's almost like you've been tricking yourself. A little bit of that energy going within. Yeah, asking yourself, what is it that you, honestly, I mean, this is beautiful energy. This is what's underneath. You have the Empress. Your energy could be mother energy, could even be spouse energy. Gender doesn't matter. It's really and truly like this energy of unconditionally loving yourself instead of judging yourself or loving yourself based on what you've acquired or you've accomplished. It's just stopping. It's this energy of just stopping and really connecting to who you are and loving yourself for where you are. I feel like it's almost like you've you're growing. It's okay. They're saying in the Grinch, who stole, the Grinch stole Christmas, right? His heart grew 3 times that day or something like that, where he hears the Who Town or whatever, right? Singing that he stole everything from them. You could have had people in your life that stole everything from you, right? Literally, just like the Grinch stole everything. He stole all their Christmas presents. He stole all their Christmas feast. He stole everything. And he's expecting them to cry, to be upset, to cancel Christmas, right? And it's like he's sitting there and he hears them singing. And he's like, what is going on? He realizes that it's not the things that they have in their life. It's the love and the joy that they have for themselves and for each other. It's almost like that's what is happening. It's almost like your heart is growing 3 times that day, right? It's kind of like you moving from the page into the Knight of Cups. It's loving yourself for who you are, sitting in this beautiful Empress energy, understanding that that love for yourself can come from no place else but you. It's like you could have been trying to emotionally eat or drink or over exercise or anything. It's almost the devil energy of I'll love myself when, or trying to block any energies of feeling like you're not enough, that you'll never be loved. This is almost like, wait a minute, it's not out there. The love isn't out there. It's right here within me. All I have to do is sit and be quiet, right? And tap into that beautiful energy. I do feel like your thing here is to allow yourself to take a nap, right? It's stop all the craziness. Stop working so hard. Stop trying to please other people. Stop trying to lose the 15 pounds so that you'll like yourself more. Lose the 15 pounds if that's what you want to do, but you're doing it because you love yourself and you want to feel healthier, not because you're berating yourself. This is the energy of understanding. This is what brings you the deep healing and allows you to move towards what it is, knowing that you deserve what it is that you're wanting. Allowing yourself to move forward through your intuition. Yeah, this is beautiful energy. It's almost like you're awakening to understanding that the way to manifest what it is that you want is by sitting in this beautiful Empress energy, loving yourself. It's not about being crazy and running around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to please everybody and do everything. This is you. Yeah, just sitting there, understanding clearly, with this Aquarian energy, standing there, understanding that all of this, the 5 of Pentacles, the 8 of Swords, it's your own mindset that is blocking you from taking action and going in the direction that you are really meant to go in. Powerful energy here. I do feel like there is a little bit of energy of looking. Okay, Libra, I'm sorry. The battery on my camera died. I feel like that's kind of how you are. It's like you're so busy, okay? And I'm not saying that your busyness is all for naught, okay? But there's this clear message that it's time for you to stop the busyness, the chaos, the drama that you're allowing yourself to bring into your own life, okay? And to really reconnect to loving yourself. Really reconnect. I feel like for some of you, this is kind of a sad message that I'm getting, and it may not be for all of you, but some of you may feel as if it's what you do for others or what you do in life that helps you to connect to other people instead of who you are. It's almost like you're fearful of stopping and really like allowing yourself to connect to who you are, to really loving yourself. You may feel like, well, nobody nobody really and truly loves me, so, or has really and truly loved me unconditionally, so there's no reason for me to love myself. There must be something there that I don't want to look at. But I think that it's really about allowing yourself to see, right, just how wonderful you really and truly are. It is about allowing yourself to let go of any resentment, anger, anguish, frustration that you have with yourself or people in the past, right? That sense of forgiveness. And forgiveness is not condoning anybody's behavior or forgetting about it. Forgiveness is when we can release the pain of that and not allow it to have any control over us anymore. When it allows us to get back into that energy of love, of unconditional love for ourselves and for other people. It's when we can say to people that may have hurt us in the past, and I'm not saying you actually have to say it to them in person. You can if that's okay. But if it's not, just really and truly praying, saying to them through the cosmos, right? I wish you all the best. I hope that you can experience unconditional love, a sense of peace for who you are, right? And allowing yourself to see that you are awakened, right? You wouldn't be here if you weren't awakened. You're conscious. You could be overly judgmental of yourself for things that you've done in the past, right? It's like you have a new awareness of how your actions in the past may have hurt other people. But it's about allowing yourself to forgive yourself, unconditionally loving yourself, because you were doing the best that you could at that time. With what you were experiencing at that time, you were doing the best that you could. Would you do it differently now? Maybe, okay? But it's not about comparing then and now. It's about loving yourself, even if today you can see how that experience was not of your highest self. It's allowing yourself to forgive yourself, right? And at the same time, understanding that some other people that you've dealt with in the past or maybe are dealing with now are not at the same level of consciousness that you are. Understanding that they don't see the world the way that you do. You can't change that. It's almost like loving them for where they are on their journey. This is very much that Aquarian energy. I mean, I do feel, Libra, you are being called to be part of the light workers, of those that are going to help. You had the Hermit, right? You are the Hermit. You're shining the light for others, to understanding that we all are connected and yet we all have our own perception of the world. So it's kind of like allowing ourselves to love people for where they are on their journey. And it does not mean that you have to spend a lot of time with them, right? I'm not saying that at all. It's just kind of like, I wish you well. If they're not in a place that is good for you, it's kind of like saying, I wish you well. Understanding you can't change them. That is part of their own journey. It's kind of like, okay, I'm going to love myself for who I am, and I'm going to move forward. And when you can hold that unconditional love for yourself, you will attract in new people that also can see that unconditional love that you have for yourself and that you are opening up to having for other people. This is all about healthy boundaries, right? It's no longer, I feel like in the past, you may have allowed yourself to overgive to people or situations, trying to, for one reason or another, keep them in your life for safety, security, financial stability, maybe even, a certain lifestyle or, a title that, was part of your identity for one reason or another. It's kind of like understanding, yeah, I'm not all of those things. I'm this loving being. I am this loving being. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. And in the end, I'm loving myself for where I am at this time. Yeah. And knowing that every single day it is another day of waking up and learning to love ourselves for who we are. Showing up in our most loving light, right? Showing up as much as we possibly can in our own loving light. You are ascending, right? You are awakening to a higher level of consciousness. You're going from the page to the king. Wow, that's incredible. All right, Libra. Let's pull a soul truth card for you. I do personal readings if you're interested. The link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. How can I be more kind to myself and offer more grace in this very moment? I think it really is. This is not really so much about being kinder to other people. I think this is really about being kinder to yourself, right? And it says, growing our self-love is medicine to this world's broken heart. When you heal, we all heal. When you give yourself more grace, you are able to give the world more grace. Yeah. And I think that that's exactly what it is. It's unconditionally loving yourself. Saying, if there's something that you want to make right with another person, that's perfectly fine, right? That would be good, probably. But if it's something that you can't make right with somebody else, right? You feel, it's too long ago, they've left this lifetime or whatever. It's understanding. It's about making good with yourself, right? It's understanding that you were doing the best that you could at that time. And I really do. There is a little bit of energy here with, perhaps a toxic work situation, but I really feel like this has more to do with family because Pluto in Capricorn was in your 4th house of home and family. It's understanding that you could have been raised in a family that love of the parents, right, was based on conditions. Your grades, how you looked, what sports you played, whatever, right? And there could have been conditions put on that love. And I feel like for some of you, you grew up with that belief that love isn't unconditional. It's based on these conditions depending on your upbringing. And you may have even kind of like gotten married. You could have even had children of your own and realize now that you carried that trauma or that baggage or that conditional love energy forward into your marriage or workspace or with your own children, right? You may have done what you would think is a better job, but you're kind of like also recognizing. I wouldn't be surprised because this Pluto in Capricorn is going to bring up a lot of that stuff. Just be really kind and gentle with yourself, right? And, seek counseling if you need to, or a good friend that you can talk to. It is about really being taking a nap, right? Allowing yourself some time to yourself to process some of this and allowing yourself to realize that it's not about how you acted in the past. It's about what have I learned and how do I want to move forward, right? That's where you go from a page to a king. When you berate yourself, judge yourself, belittle yourself, not love yourself because of things that you have done or said in the past. Understanding that was the best that you could do at that time. Coming back to that and allowing yourself to say, I'm different now. And as I move forward, I'm going to move forward with unconditional love for myself. And I'm going to practice trying to have unconditional love for other people too. Wow, beautiful energy. Libra, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your loving light and your bright energy with others. This is amazing energy. So I'm going to leave it there. Please be kind and gentle with yourself, especially through this new moon and in the ends of this Pluto and Capricorn energy. And thank you so much for all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. I hope to see you again soon. Much love and light. Bye for now.